going to talk about our main story of the day, and that's the Rudy Farias case. I know some of you guys are into it. I'm kind of into it. This was a very interesting case. I talked about it a little when I was on break. I did a video about it. And if you guys don't know, it's a kid that went missing in 2015. I believe he was, correct me if I'm wrong, 17 years old, 16, 17 years old when he went missing. And they literally found him this month, literally a few days ago, last week, outside of a church. And it turns out that he never went missing. His mom was like locked him up at the house. And yeah, so if you guys want to hear more, get more context, go watch my video from last week, I believe. But this person by the name, I think she's on Facebook. She's on Facebook, but I saw this on TikTok. She goes by Grizzly's Hood News. She actually explored the woods where Rudy used to stay when family would come over, and I guess the mom would tell him go hide in the woods. And this is the video I found on TikTok. So let's review this. Let's watch.
We now know where Rudy Farias would hide out when police and other family members showed up to his house over these past 8 years. Thanks to my girl Grizzly Hood News right here, she went out into the woods behind Alexis Santana's house today and found out where Rudy's been staying. Watch this video.
Where Rudy used to live, right? I want to just tell y'all, I'm about to post some proof. I'm going to post proof because somewhere in the news conference or one of the aunts describes when she would come visit Rudy to check on her mother, like the grandma of the family, she would be made to wait at the door, right? This is Rudy's house where he used to stay. So I just got through walking through the forest. Look at me, I'm all sweaty, friends. I just got through walking through all that forest, and I found a spot where allegedly Rudy was made to wait. Like whenever his family would come visit, because a lot of people are like, well, how come his family didn't see if he was out there, inside the house? Why didn't they check around the house? They would. Inadvertently, they try to sneak and see if they could see him. Well, I'm looking at my legs. I don't even want to show y'all my legs, friends. I'm covered in like thorn bush, a lot of that. I went through a lot of thorn bush. I just went through there and I found the spot. There's a lot of poor baby man was drowning himself out. A lot of out bottles, some bottles, rotisserie chicken, the plates where the containers where the rotisserie chickens are sold, takeout food. Like he would go back there and just wait it out until the coast was clear. It's like a door.
I can't imagine. He was probably out there, if family is visiting their loved ones. He was probably out there for hours, bro. For hours, waiting for them to leave just so he could go back inside his house. The crazy part is that I heard that. So when people would go over, they would talk to the grandma, their mom, because they're all sisters, their mom, and the grandma would say like, "Yo, I saw Rudy today," and Rudy's mom would say, "No, my mom has dementia. She don't know what she's talking about," basically. But bro, this grandma wasn't lying. Rudy was literally in the house. And I also heard it took like 20 minutes for them to open the door so they could go inside, like the visitors, which, now we know why it would take 20 minutes, because if Rudy was in there, they're trying to hide my guy. And yeah, the mom, bro, she needs to be charged with something.
The back gate, let me see if I can show y'all real quick. Hold on, let me show y'all. There's like a little trap door that would open and close. There's two ways he could have went over there.
Oh yeah, let's not forget that she did get a lot of GoFundMe cash, which is wild. And I heard also she might have faked the story of Rudy having cancer. I don't know if he actually did. That he'll probably tell us in the interview we're about to watch next. But yeah.
Let me see. Let me climb over here. See? You see? You see? And there's a lot of evidence back there, which I'm going to upload because I kept getting a bad signal and stuff. This is so sad, man, because there is food. There's a bucket where I think he would sit. It's not like a carpet and chair the way everybody... I went all the way back by saying, oh, you might have missed it. I went all the way back and all the way, and they said it was behind his house. So yeah, I went all the way back there. Crazy stuff, man. Pray for the boy. Pray for him, man, because this stuff is sad, man. There's a lot of evidence to support, like, a lot of the things that were said.
I'm sure there is a lot of
And
evidence.
that's what we want. We want receipts.
Apparently they have connects to the Houston Police Department, the mother, and that's why she's not arrested yet, which is wild to me, bro. Like, corrupt, honestly. And then yesterday, or was it yesterday or a few days ago? 23 hours. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, it was on Grizzy's Grizzy Hood News. I don't know if it was her. I think it was her and some other people interviewed Rudy. So I did want to watch this with you guys, because this is Rudy's first time talking to a camera or on camera. So let's see what my guy had to say.
Oh,
When that door's open, that looks
yeah.
So there's like 3 parts to this. So we're gonna watch all 3 of them.
good. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
Just a little sick, you know. I think I just kind of got a cold or something. But other than that, I'm good. Happy here.
Well, we probably need you to talk really loud, just because it's phones.
Yeah, I understand. It's just, it's a little struggle. My throat's kind of sore.
I understand. Oh, actually, it's not a bad idea. Hold on.
Rudy, how are you 25?
I'm gonna say 26. That's my age and dates and times. So sometimes it's a little hard for me to keep track, especially if I don't have phones or anything. You know, it's a little difficult.
You know, if we keep the door a little open, it's helpful with the light. That could work if you want to hold this right there.
Does anyone know where this interview took place? The fuck? Hold on. Sorry. Does anyone know where this interview took place? It looks like they're in a home, but I don't know whose home. It could be him, so his house. I don't know.
Are you shocked at how much attention this has
Yeah,
gotten?
a lot. It's a lot of attention. It kind of gets me overwhelmed, you know. But other than that, you know, I just try to stay positive, you know, just try to keep my mentality straight and honest and true and just spread positivity and kindness, you know.
Even,
So, the world thought you were missing for 8 years. Where were you? Where have you been?
Just at home, just stuck at home, you know. If somebody would come over, my mom would just tell me stay in the room, you know, keep the door locked, don't let them in, don't make any sounds, don't do anything, you know.
tell us about what it was like living there. Were you allowed to leave the room? Was she holding you there against your
She
will?
never like locked me in or, you know, like handcuffed me or anything like that. You know, I had free will to leave. It's just,
Someone say he's supposedly at his mom's friend's house. Okay, cool.
it just felt like brainwashing, honestly.
I don't know why they have them blurred out.
It just kept confusing me, just the way, you know, she would manipulate me into saying like, oh, you're gonna get arrested because you have a speeding ticket or something, like something minor, something innocent, and then it would just kind of escalate into just people just, sorry, just,
You're
It's
good.
okay.
just
Take your time.
yeah, it just escalated from there, from, you know, just wanting to get away from home, just be free, live my own life, arguing all the time, and then we eventually just went into just, she locked me in there pretty much mentally, just that she was my only parent, she was the only person I really had besides my brother. So when I lost my brother, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to live, you know, how to have confidence or trust in myself or anything, you know, so I just depended on my mom all my life.
What had you been doing for those 8 years?
Just trying to study the best I can online, you know, understand how the world works, you know, understand different cultures, different religions, different everything, because my life, I just believe that we should stop putting labels on everything and just understand the communities and the prosperity and the growth and the positivity, because there's just too much fighting, there's too much anger, there's too much depression and mental health problems in the world.
How-
Yeah, we just need to spread more positivity, because all of it, everything around us, it's an algorithm that they control.
So I'm seeing some comments that something isn't right. What do you guys think? I know there's probably a lot of conspiracy theories.
Media and through the colors and just everything, you know, like if
Do
you
you guys
see something
think? Sorry. Do you guys think this? They're doing it for cloud too? Well,
white,
the
like a
fuck?
white wall,
And not cloud, but sympathy. I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt if he's in it on. He's in it on too. Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't blurred out. I don't believe it's him. It seems stage. Yeah, I don't know. He lacks social skills.
or a white pillowcase or a white car driving around the place, you know, you'll just understand that, like, you're just trying to have a positive thought, and then you'll look at something white and get sidetracked, and you'll get distracted about stuff and things, and then you'll find stuff like a pink wall or something, or pink whatever, and then you'll just be reminded of, you know, somebody trying to help you, prosperity, you know, just somebody loving people. And red, people confuse that for anger or hate, and it's only anger or hate, these type of things, if you look at it that way, you know.
You know, police said a lot of times that you were 17 when this happened and you were an adult. You spoke a little bit about this, about some of the family trauma you've had growing up. Talk about the fact that although you're an adult, how difficult it was for you to be in this situation and maybe not be able to get out of.
It felt like Stockholm Syndrome, honestly. Like, just held against my will mentally, not physically, just constantly, like, she was bombarding me with negative thoughts, and like every time I come around her, she just makes me, it's like little triggers just pop up, and it's like if I'm trying to get away from my mom, I'll hear a random noise, and it'll be like a little reminder in my head, like, don't do that, don't say this, or, you know, just little things, like she's putting ideas or thoughts into my head whenever I'm just trying to, you know, just understand the world.
Do you think your mom took advantage of you?
Heavily.
How does that feel? I mean, I can't imagine. You said your mom is really the only person in your family you have. How was that you felt your own mom took advantage?
It's like I lived in prison. It's like I lived in a fucking jail my whole life. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to have my own job. I just wanted to live my life. I just wanted to just love somebody, you know, have somebody else that would actually love me, because I wasn't sure what love was. I struggled understanding my emotions. I don't know when I'm sad and that I'm sending out negative energy. I don't understand when I'm happy and sending out positive energy. The only way I was understanding how to communicate with people was online, and even then, you can't trust everything you see online because...
Someone said, I'm sorry, but this is getting me mad because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people. My question was, like, how, like someone said in the chat too, I agree with you, like, how is a small company that has a Facebook channel? I don't know. I don't even know if this is like a big company. My first time hearing of Grizzly's Hood News. The first time, right? Me hearing this. Like, why would they get to interview before, like, I don't know, Channel 11 or whatever? But maybe, I don't know. They like Grizzly Hood News? No sé.
Half the time, people are just making their own assumptions and spinning what they want, and just, I can't ever speak my truth because everybody wants to assume things.
Can you go into the brainwashing? What would she say to you? Would she say something would happen if you were to leave her home?
It wasn't that. It's just, after I left, I started to understand that all of it's just an algorithm. It's literally all an algorithm. If you look at something black, you understand that they understand. If you look at something white, it'll confuse you when you're trying to go in a positive direction. If you look at something red, it'll remind you of love. If you look at green, it'll remind you of, you know, like grounding people that are there for you and stuff, you know?
Did you feel stuck? And what was she doing exactly that kept you hidden?
It's just every time I would try to leave or...
Hold on, pause. He talks about nanobots? What the hell?
I would try to do things for myself. Like, I want to go get my own money. I want to go work a different job. I want to do this and that. They would always just come right back around to just, don't do that, or it's bad, don't do that. You know, like, the cops are going to come out. They're going to do this. They're going to arrest you if you're driving the car without a license or this and that. And it's just like, oh, how do you expect me to get a license to drive a car if I can't even go out?
Why do
If
you?
all I do is work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and I get $60 fucking dollars. Like, I don't understand how that's fucking fair.
he would work. He would do his mom's job for him. His mom's work, and my guy just got $60. Sheesh.
Why do you think she wanted to keep you hidden?
I don't know. It all started just because I had a fucking speeding ticket. I went like 70 and 55 trying to go to work. And then when that all started, it's just like I wasn't able to have a life. I was starting to start working and growing and, you know, provide for myself. And then after that happened, I couldn't do it.
I think the question everyone has is why your mom would lie and say that you've been missing for 8 years. Did she ever tell you, or did you ever ask, Mom, why are we pretending that I'm missing?
And that's the thing, when it comes to the real small details like that, I just can't, I don't remember. It's like it just blocks it out, like she's blocking it out for me or something. It's like I just want to remember the facts. I just want to understand, you know, who I am and what I'm trying to do and just try to live my life the way I want to, not how she wants me to.
Were you questioning your mom? Like, Mom, why am I doing this?
I would always ask her stuff like, when am I going to get a job? When am I going to have my own car? When am I going to be able to make my own...
Do you guys think it's him? I'm seeing a lot of people saying, yo, I don't think it's him. Why would they cover his face? I don't know. He probably wants privacy. I know when they took him out of... When he left with his mom, they covered him with a blanket. So, I mean, yeah. I honestly don't know. Still developing.
Be able to just go out and be free. Like, why can't we just go to the fucking police station? Why can't I just get a lawyer? Why can't I just do that? And she's like, oh, you can't get a lawyer because it's too much money. We can't do that because it's too much money. Everything was always just money, 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 money. It's a constantly fucking money.
If you had to guess why she was doing this, was she making money from you being missing, as far as you know?
I don't know. I think somebody at one point mentioned something about an original GoFundMe page.
That's so whack.
My mom wanted to say something about, like, one of my aunts or something was, like, stole all the sodas or some shit. But meanwhile, where's all the money that they raised, you know? Like, and where did that go to helping find me?
Yeah, so they raised a lot of money, and the mom just said, oh, this is for me. I'm going to take all the money. All right, let's watch part 2. Hopefully it's not that long. All right, let's see here.
While you were in the hospital 10 years ago, in 2012. What happened? Why were you in the hospital? And I guess it was mentioned to our reporter at the time that you had cancer.
I had a tumor on my heel at one point, but that was irrelevant. Originally, I think all that had started because she wanted me to fake taking some, like, a bottle of Tylenol or, like, Aleve PM or something, you know, sleeping pills.
It's giving Gypsy Rose.
And then she wanted to fake me going to the hospital, and she pretty much just forced me to go into the ER and be like, hey, you know, act like you're sick and you're overdosing and shit. And
This was before you were missing.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why was this happening?
I don't even remember. I think it was something to do with school. I was depressed and I was cutting my wrists when I was, you know, getting sad. I didn't have an idea how to, you know, understand my emotions. It was after my brother passed away. I didn't know how to deal with pain and depression, so I would just literally just rip a fucking Coke can open like a fucking cheese grater just to feel something. Your
brother was a big part of your life, the one who passed away. Yeah. Talk to us about that, and was that a major part in this, how you were feeling with depending on your mom?
Yes, ma'am. He would take care of me, you know, he would take me to and from school, he would pick me up, he would get me McDonald's, you know, he'd just say little jokes and stuff, and then after he had passed away, I just wasn't able to, you know, love myself or anything anymore. I wasn't able to have somebody like a father figure. You know, he was my brother, but I never had a dad. I only had stepdads. I didn't.
So if you guys don't know, I think his dad unalived himself. And this was, if I'm not mistaken, recently too, like the day before Rudy was found. So yeah, that's why they think she has connects with the, Houston Police Department.
I didn't know how to grow up. I didn't know what I was doing as I was growing up. I didn't understand how to take care of myself, how to wash myself, how to make doctor's appointments, how to do anything, because I never had a chance.
What would you have to say to police that say, well, he was an adult?
What do you mean?
It seems like in this case, you didn't have the support there that you needed, and police seem so focused on your age that you were 17, which is an adult in Texas. But can you talk about the fact that, yes, you were an adult, but the mindset
That's
that
a
you've
kid.
been in?
Yeah,
17's a
like
kid, bro.
Constant brainwashing, like a Stockholm type of syndrome, where it's just, you know, you just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that, you know, like it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take care of my mom, do whatever she needs because I cared about her and she's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over this last 8 years, did she say anything, or like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you, or that you remember conversations with her that
Just, I don't know, I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but you know.
I don't know. I feel like he's backtracking now, because he did. Well, allegedly, he told the activist Quanell that the mom would make him sleep with her. He would give the mom a bath, and weird shit like that. He would play husband or something. But yeah, I don't know why he's backtracking. Allegedly.
You know, just boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable, and I would say stop, and she'd be like, well, why, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, and then I would just be like, okay, you didn't do anything wrong, and just leave it at that, just push my boundaries if you want, do whatever you had to do, and I would just be like a people pleaser, but I didn't have people to please, just my mom. I didn't have anybody to take care of or, help understand me. It was just her all the time, my mom.
How hard has it been right now? I know that this is the only person you feel like you have had, and now that you're separated, how hard is it to make that distinction right now? Do you want to talk to her?
No, not really. I don't want any contact with her at all. I just want to live my life away from her. She can do whatever.
Why? Oh my gosh, what's playing? I'm just wondering, why did he trust his mom's friend instead of going to like a family man? Listen, maybe that's the only person he saw. I don't know, but it's weird. Like, why would he trust your mom's friend? Because allegedly he's at the mom's friend's house, and why wouldn't he go to a family member? I don't know. Little weird.
I don't care. I just want to live my life. I want to have a family, a job, a car, just a house. I just want to live my life. I just want to be happy. I don't want to keep going back to those negative thoughts she always has on me. I'm so tired of them. I'm so tired of those thoughts. Just constant negativity around that house, and I hate it. Seems like every time she comes around me, it just fuels negativity into me, like she's just downloading it into my brain over and over, and I don't like it.
Did she make you, were there ever times where police would come to your house to check on you, that you recall?
I think at one point.
Did you have interaction with the police, or did your mom make you hide? Like, how were you able to get away?
Bro, the crazy part, the police saw him, or private investigator saw him in his kitchen through the window, and they didn't do shit, bro. That's wild. If someone's missing and you see them, you're gonna obviously go reach out, bro, or call the police. I don't know, but yeah, now I'm seeing why you guys see things fishy.
I know police mentioned some fake names. Did you actually speak to the police ever?
Like once or twice. Maybe once when I was driving my mom's car and they pulled us over because was, she wasn't feeling good. She had took some pain medicine after a surgery, and she was struggling to drive. So like, just just get in the passenger seat. I'll take you home. It's not too far, And yeah, they pulled me over for something like that, but I don't remember what name I gave them. She told me, just say something else, say a different name because they don't, they're gonna arrest you. I'm just like, why can't I just tell them my name,
What was it like? I mean, 8 years without seeing some of your closest family members, and every time they'd come over, what would you have to do?
Hide. If my uncles or my aunts came to visit my mom, or my family would come to visit my grandma, that's the main reason they would go over there to see my grandma. And I would just have to listen to my family be happy and cheerful on the other side of a fucking door, and I'm just like,
That's sad.
my families, I just want people, I just want communication. I just want people to understand that we need to start talking more and just stop,
Did you want to just end it right there and go out and tell them that you're here?
I know. I was
okay?
literally gonna say that.
I just want them to know that I wanted to scream.
Like he does seem smart. And yeah, like the guy that asked him the question, like, didn't you just want to go out, like, and say, yo, I'm here? I'm like, yeah, I would think the same thing. I don't know why he stayed in the room. Listen, there's a lot of reasons why he could have stayed in the room, right? Maybe he was scared of his mom. But yeah, I mean, you could have easily gone out and said you were in the room. But I don't know what's going through his head.
But at the same time, I just couldn't, because the only person I was able to trust was my mom. She told me so many things about my other family that I didn't know. I wasn't able to verify.
Was your grandma living with you at one point?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had and she tried to tell people that you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
She had Alzheimer's. Was she sick?
She had Alzheimer's, and dementia, and Down syndrome. She had a bunch of medical issues, and that's why I took care of her the best I could.
And did she ever say to you anything about Rudy, go out, tell police, like, did she ever say anything to you? Because it seems like she tried to tell family members that you were there.
Yeah, I think she tried telling people, but it's just my mom I don't know. I'm honestly not sure about that one.
Do you feel like your mom held you captive? Is that how you would?
Pretty much. I mean, in a sense, just not in a physical, restraints or anything, but mentally she held me against my will. It's just,
I don't think he said Down syndrome. I don't think I heard it.
Just come out and say stuff and be honest, and every time I would try to, she would just either be no,
said
don't
dementia.
do it, or all right, go
Why do
do it.
Why do you think she did that?
He did? Hold on. Let me rewind it a couple seconds.
Captive? Is that how you would?
Pretty much. I mean, in a sense, just not in a physical, restraints or anything, but mentally she held me against my will. It's just, I wanted to just come out and say stuff and be honest, and every time I would try to, she would just either be no, don't do it, or all right, go do it.
Why do you think she did that?
Wait, did I?
I don't know. It's because maybe a lot.
And you had and she tried to tell people that you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
She had Alzheimer's. Was she sick?
She had Alzheimer's, and dementia, and Down syndrome. She had a bunch of medical.
Oh, she did have Down syndrome, according to him. Okay, you guys caught that. Thank you.
Issues, and that's why I took care of her the best I could.
And did she ever say to you anything about Rudy, go out, tell police, like, did she ever say anything to you? Because it seems like she tried to tell family members that you were there.
Yeah,
Sundown
I think she tried
syndrome.
telling people, but it's just my mom. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure about that one.
Do you feel like your mom?
Yeah, I did hear Down syndrome.
Captive? Is that how you would?
Pretty much. I mean, in a sense, just not in a physical, restraints or anything, but mentally she held me against my will. It's just, I wanted to just come out and say stuff and be honest, and every time I would try to, she would just either be no, don't do it, or all right, go do it.
Why do you think she did that?
I don't know. It's because maybe a lot of both of our problems stemmed from my brother passing away. My brother passed away, and ever since then, he was like our glue. You know, he was like the father figure. You know, he's a provider. He took care of the family. You know, me and my mom. And then when I couldn't take care of my mom anymore, I had to take care of my grandma, and it was difficult. Especially at the end.
Do you see your mom change her personality over the years?
She has always kind of had that mentality, like try to talk to her about something.
She hella changed personalities on Facebook.
Positive, and then, or like, address her issues, and then my mom would just deviate, sidetrack, or completely ignore it. Especially stuff like mental health.
This is your chance, finally. We've heard from family members, we've heard from police. It's finally your chance to tell your story. Is there anything that you want people to know about what happened to you?
I wanted to live my life, and just something inside of my brain kept going back to her. Like, she was my life support in a sense. I needed her. Or at least she made me feel that way. She never gave me the confidence or the guidance or the teaching that I needed. She never gave me anything other than just the bare necessities and a job worth slaving over to help her pay bills and debts or whatever, or tickets and stuff.
Without getting into specifics, I'm sure you've heard or seen what Quanell told the media last week.
About what in particular?
About things that he says that you told him in that hotel room last week. So
he told him,
have video. We actually
hold on. Apparently, Rudy told Quanell a lot of things. I feel like he's just backtracking now. But okay, here's the last part of this interview, and let's watch this. I want to see what he thinks about Quanell.
I don't necessarily think he didn't get into specifics like that either, but he did mention that your mom wanted you to play the role of husband in the house.
Yeah, pretty much. It basically felt like that. Like, make sure to cook, or you didn't make me any food, you didn't do this and that. It's just like, I just want to provide for myself. I don't want to keep providing for my mom. I just treat it like a roommate towards the end, like I'm tired of being your son. I just want to be your roommate. I just want to live my life. Give me my check instead of $60 fucking for 12-hour shifts 7 days a week at night. Like, I just want to live.
She would make you go to work with her, is that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we don't want to twist your words. We want to say it from your perspective, and we want to make sure we get this right. So I know she had you play the role of a father, but as far as sexual assault or something of that nature, did she ever force? You don't have to go into detail, but
she didn't force herself on me or anything like that. Like, it wouldn't be anything like I would have to go get a rape kit or go file a police report. It would never be anything like that. Just stuff that really made me uncomfortable, and I didn't have any references or other
Quanell made it seem something like that. I don't know, playing the husband, I don't know, dude.
People to bounce off of to understand that, like, if it's a healthy thing that she does or not. Maybe it's just me not understanding how people work, because she's the only person I understand. But
would you say that you and your mom have a normal son-mother relationship?
Not after all of that. Not after everything she did. And to be honest, I don't want one with her.
when you finally left a few weeks ago, when you were found at the church, what happened? Did you just finally have enough?
Yeah, I just been walking. I just wanted to get away. I didn't.
Wow, it took my guy 7 years for him to have enough. I mean, you never know, right? But 7 years. Oh shit, dude. And he said, "Yo, fuck it, let's finally leave."
I didn't care if I had a car or money or anything. I don't care about money. I don't care about a car. I don't care about anything. Just happiness and love.
How did you end up at the church? Did you just have nowhere to go?
I just kept walking around. I just kept trying to find back home, something that felt familiar. And the only thing that felt familiar was this side of town, I grew up over there by Austin and Humble, and Jackson and all that, you know, Jackson and or Austin and, you know, just that general area by the freeway, you know. So I kind of got a general sense of where I was going, but I just couldn't find something to be happy at. Just around a church, and I rolled with being at a church. You know?
Are you still talking with your mom?
No, I don't want any contact with her. She keeps trying to come around.
If she sees this story, what would you tell her?
Fuck you. I'm just kidding.
Just leave me alone. Just let me live my life. Just let me happy, and I'm happy now. I'm working on it.
Rudy, and
I'm happy.
what would you say to people that think that somehow, you know, now that you're an adult, that you were in on this? What would you say to those people that don't understand Stockholm?
It's very much a real thing, and it's a struggle when you're the only one that understands it. It's
True.
even worse when everybody wants to assume the worst rather than understand and communicate genuinely and honestly, because there's just too much confusion in this world.
How are you feeling now? Is there relief? How?
Yeah, very much. A lot of relief. It just feels like I'm just at peace now. It just feels happy, you know.
And how have police been handling this, do you think? What have they been saying to you, and what's it been like?
I mean, they're trying the best that they can and giving me space if they can, but it's a struggle still. You know? I'm just slowly trying to take it one day at a time. You know, it's just a lot to it overwhelms me very much.
Why the hell will you zoom in that close to my guy, bro? What the hell?
Given everything that you've been through and with your mom, I mean, do you think there's something that police should know about?
Just that there's a lot of corruption, and it's literally through the colors. Like I said,
Corruption in the police department. We've been saying that.
I'm not saying, oh, there's corrupt cops and this and that.
No, there
Literally,
is.
It's a corruption of the mind. It's through nanobots and shit. It's through the flu
All right.
vaccine.
Here comes the
That's why
nanobots.
people have that first memory of waking up and being alive whenever they're a kid. You know, it's like I said, literally corruption. Like the colors. I'm not talking about the skin tones. I literally mean actual colors. Whenever you look at them, they influence the direction you go.
I think my guy's high on something. And I'm not even trying to be funny because the mom was giving him a lot of shit. But, oh.
And online, the media, like the computers and the people we talk to, it's all connected in a sense. That's why it just confuses us. Whenever we look at white things, we get distracted and stuff, and we look at the reds and they remind us that it's love, but they kind of influence us to assume, you know, like through bad stuff online, they're like, oh, red's bad, you know, it's evil, it's a devil. It's like, it's not all that.
For 8 years, you haven't really been able to speak to anyone besides some neighbors, your mom, going to work sometimes. Your communication seems like it's been very little. Do you think that's impacted you throughout the years, is
Yes.
not being able to really have real relationships with people?
Exactly. I wasn't able to understand like how people thought or acted. You know, like I would try to introduce myself, say hello to people online or this and that, and every time it just seemed like, you know, just completely get shot down by people, and I'm just trying to make friends or socialize, and it's just like I don't understand how to talk to people sometimes. You know, it feels like I'm speaking a completely different language than them, and I just don't understand sometimes.
Would you call yourself a victim?
Yes, heavily.
I'm almost done, personally. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but for the longest time, you've stayed hidden. You haven't been able to say who you are. Is it nice? I mean, you can say who you are now. You can be your own self and do your own life.
Yes, sir.
What are you hoping?
Just a job, get my own money, and help out my communities, help out my people, and help out other kids like me. Because I don't want this to happen to other people, because I'm sure it happens to a lot of people.
It happens all the time.
A lot of abuse and just neglect and just harmful ways of parenting that shouldn't be out there. You know, there's just so many negative ways that kids are just getting abused and they don't understand or realize that there's no help for them.
Another question we have for you is, so it's totally up to you or not. At first, we weren't going to because of the sexual assault aspect, but we want to put the record straight that you said that part's not true.
Yes.
Do you want to show your face or you don't want to show your face?
I'm not a big fan of showing my face, especially with a lot of people
Yeah.
already knowing what I look like.
Okay.
It just makes it
Yeah.
even worse.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Don't worry, Rudy. We got you.
Anything we didn't
I don't know how
ask
he
that
looks like. There's no pictures. The only picture was when he was younger that I've seen. I don't know.
you think is important that you want us to mention, because we were here to finally tell your story. Anything that we didn't ask that you want to make sure people know about?
Just all I can say is just spread positivity and love.
The people that you're with, you know, a lot of people are coming down hard on Nikki and the people
They
you're
don't
with.
deserve it. They
Okay.
don't. They really don't. They helped me so much, and they've given me a place to stay and a family, in a sense. You know, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
It really does. I never had, a lot of people to talk with or socialize with, and it just makes me happy knowing that I have people here that I can trust and that can take care of me and that understand that, sometimes people struggle.
So you consider yourself safe, out of harm, all that, right? Like you're with.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm happy here. I'm very happy here, and they're very good people. They don't deserve any negativity towards them or hatred. They should have a lot of help and support and guidance and
It's just weird,
just
dude.
prayers and positivity. Just everything that anybody would need.
Like I said, I wonder if the mom's friend, knew about this whole thing, or she's probably like, "Yo, wow," like everyone else, fuck the mom. You know what I mean? But yeah, if she knew about him being locked up, that's a different story.
Happy in life. Just
And your mom, when she comes by, do you feel like, you are being like kept away from her when she comes and stops by or tries to
She
talk
still
to you?
stops
I still
by?
want her here because I know the way she acts, it influences everybody around me. It's not just me. It's like she sends that negativity towards me, and then I send it back out towards everybody else, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I know Grizzy was mentioning that you might have had like someone from your high school reach out, and you've had a lot of attention from this a girl.
Yeah. You got some classmates, man. When you were going to to Catholic school, you got some classmates reaching out, which I told you about. Any messages to all the people that know you from before all this went down, that love you, that say they're here for you?
Just thank you very much for reaching out, and when I'm ready, I'll be able to reach out to the people I care about and love. And
Are you surprised by all this attention? I mean, it's been on the news across the world.
I wasn't expecting that much attention, to be honest. I didn't realize that it was happening so big, just growing so much.
Are you going to take, I know police mentioned that there were some resources. Are you plans to talk to anybody that they put you in touch with?
At some point. It's just right now, I just rather do it by myself, just try to learn to understand how to live and be a normal person,
Have you got?
All right, guys. So I believe that was the end of that interview. Wow. Yeah, I do feel, honestly, I do feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for Rudy. He's not a kid anymore. But wow, I just want to know what he said or what he told Quanell. Because apparently Quanell does have the recordings of that meeting they had at the hotel. So I do want to hear from those recordings. I want to see what he actually said about his mom. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for joining today's show.